out your passport. Golf Central is taking you on a world tour. Oh, Canada, Mike Weir stands on guard for thee, but will it be enough to win his national championship? As the LPGA continues its game of musical chairs at the top ranking, can Paula Creamer rise to the top in the mountains of France?
Of course, everybody knows that. I've said it many times, I do want to be the number one player in the world.
Tom Watson stays in Scotland to finally play with men his own age, at a place where his legend was born 35 years ago. And Champagne Louis' traveling show heads to Sweden. Golf Central, your tour guide to the world of golf, starts now.
Golf Central, brought to you by Titleist.
You know, Louis bought champagne for the media center on Sunday. We're still waiting for ours. Scott Walker with Kelly Tillman, Champagne Kelly Tillman. Welcome to Golf Central.
Thank you. That's what I would sip out of the claret jug. And by sip, I mean chug. Then again, maybe not. I'm guessing Canadians might sip a little Molson or Labatt Blue, and that's all on tap and convenient to this week's PGA Tour field. This week, the Toronto area plays host to the RBC Canadian Open. David Marr is on site with a preview of the event, its star player, and a situation that we may never see again. Dave.
Well, thanks, Champagne Kelly. As you know, Mike Weir is certainly adored here in his homeland, and he's earned that affection. Back in 1999, he won the Air Canada Championship, and in doing so became the first Canadian to win a PGA Tour event in Canada in 45 years. 4 years later, the first Canadian to win a major championship by claiming his Augusta National title. Then 3 years after that, the great match in the President's Cup against Tiger Woods, although the U.S. would have ultimately prevailed. Weir is keenly aware of the importance this event holds in the hearts of Canadian fans. His best opportunity so far to win came in 2004 when he fell to Vijay Singh in a playoff. To Weir, such a win would be an accomplishment approaching even the level of his success at Augusta.
To be right there with it, I mean, you know, it's almost on the same level, not quite, but it's, you know, it'd be very important in my career to win this thing. At this stage, it'd be, you know, probably the last feather in my cap to try to win this. Not that I don't have any other goals going forward here, but you know, it'd be great to win this championship.
It would be a victory enjoyed as much by Canadian golf fans as by Mike himself.
When you're in contention in this tournament with fans pulling behind it, there's nothing greater. So hopefully I can get there and ride that crowd support to victory.
To claim the title, however, Weir will have to overcome tendonitis in his right elbow that makes even routine movements painful and has cut into his playing time.
That's not great right now, so I gotta just rest it the rest of the day. And I just knew the way it was feeling from pretty much all day, but near the end of the day it started getting really a lot worse, so I knew I needed, unfortunately, pass on the last 3 holes with my amateurs in the Pro-Am today and go inside and get some treatment and hopefully get better. I have, you know, till tomorrow afternoon to see how it goes and get ready to play.
And while Weir is certainly Canadian golf fans' native son, Fred Couples is the adopted favorite, and another Masters champion who has long understood the importance of this event.
It's great to be here. The British Senior Open is going now, but I am ready to be here and get the kinks out and then get ready for Seattle next week. But I feel like I can play decent here. It's a good course. My eye fits a lot of the holes. You have to cut the ball a lot. I used to play in the Canadian Open, and I skipped it for years after the British, so I didn't come up here much because it was just too big of a grind, but it's a huge event. Personally, the fans up here, I played in a lot of Canadian Skins games, and I played growing up in Vancouver a lot. They love it out here, and they support their guys, but they support us too.
Freddie first came to St. George's back in 1992. He played a casual round, played another casual round just a couple years ago, so his experience here is limited, but as you heard, he likes what he sees, and that's been a familiar refrain this week.
Oh, it's a great golf course. It's a tough golf course, and it's an old design, a lot of undulation on the green from back to front. You have to keep it below the hole, and off the tee you have to hit the fairway.
You got to keep the ball in the fairway, that's for sure. It's not playing super long, but it's definitely, if you're going to make birdies, you got to be in the fairway. If you're in the rough, it takes a pretty good shot just to get it anywhere on the green.
It'd be interesting if the greens firm up, high the scores are going to be. I'm thinking, single digit under par, like 8 under is going to win a golf tournament, maybe even less.
I think the most important thing is around the greens. You're going to have to stay below the pins of these greens. We've got probably the most severe sloping greens we'll play on tour all year. A lot of these greens are at 4 and 5%. So you've got to hit the green, got to be below the pin. And if you miss the green chipping around, they got very thick rough around there. You're not going to see a lot of guys getting balls up and down.
I think every day you're going to see guys maybe shoot 4 or 5 under, but if I shoot even 1 under, 2 under every day, I'll be very pleased.
Well, the phrase I keep hearing is championship venue, and that's fitting. There are only 3 national opens played on the PGA Tour each year, the U.S., British, and Canadian Opens. And this one has a bit of a twist. The groups on the split tees will go off of 1 and 9. Very unusual. It leaves basically a very lopsided tee sheet. The groups that are going off of the 9th hole first will go 20 minutes earlier than those teeing off of the first hole. Kelly?
Dave, thank you. I can hear it now. I played the front 9, or front 8. Great. And the back 10, yeah, it got me. Very tough. These are the men who previously won the RBC Canadian Open at St. George's. Bob Charles took down the great Jack Nicklaus in '68. Nicklaus would never win this event, finishing runner-up in it 7 times, including a loss to our own Peter Osterhaus in 1981. In their PGA Tour careers, Dutch Harrison and Joe Kirkwood combined for 31 victories. Pretty stout.